cane weavers call for urgent government support following years of neglect.
Magasakran little coffin. And second, in a year sporting nasi for no. Ti me buy na be who 2003, 2004, and said any money move on. Me can say a platform.
And later, dual residents in the northern region struggle for signal as mobile network blackout disrupts daily life.
The network, as I'm speaking, when you push your head across Warbao, then Jam for year, Selna Yile, including both some of the communities found there. You may even be called about several years, they can't reach you.
On Saturday, July 19, the University of Ghana Stadium was clad with red, white, and blue, the colors of the new patriotic party, as over 6,000 delegates met to decide on key constitutional amendments. The party has been facing some internal challenges facing their defeat in the 2024 elections. This conference was to serve as a way to rebuild together with their values. Several speeches were delivered stressing the need for the party to unite to win the 2028 elections. My colleague Charles Owusukumi has the rest of the story.
In the wake of its defeat in the 2024 general elections, the New Patriotic Party commissioned a fact-finding committee led by Professor Michael Quay to investigate the laws. Following the committee's report, the party resolved that constitutional reforms were necessary. A new committee chaired by Frank Davis was subsequently formed to oversee the constitutional review process. After receiving nearly 300 proposals from across the party, the committee consolidated them into 56 key amendments. On Saturday, July 19, approximately 6,000 NPP delegates gathered at the University of Ghana Stadium to vote on these proposals. The venue was draped in the party's signature red, white, and blue colors, with large banners paying tribute to the party's historic figures. Founding fathers J.B. Dankwa, Dr. Kofi Abrefa-Buzia, Simon Diodong Dombo, as well as former leaders such as Dr. Edu Boahin, former President John Ajekum Kufuor, and former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The events featured a series of speeches including solidarity messages from other political parties like the Liberal Party of Ghana and the ruling National Democratic Congress.
We as the political class must leave a legacy for generations yet unborn. We can only do this when we continue to grow our democracy and create a country of opportunity for ourselves, our children, and generations yet unborn. Let us together as political parties and Ghanaians put our resources together in resetting our state institution and create a just country for us all. We hope after your deliberation at this conference, you will come out a stronger opposition party in your reconstruction effort. Unity is key. Ghana needs a stronger opposition party to enhance our democracy. We also hope that after this conference, your party will appreciate the importance of having two surviving former presidents among you and continuously, adequately consult them to help build your party strong.
NPP General Secretary Justin Frimpong Kodia called on members to regroup and work towards reclaiming power.
We are not broken. We are not defeated. Neither have we lost. We are builders. We are dreamers. We are fighters. We are servants of the Ghanaian people. So I ask you today, what is our purpose? Why do we gather here? Why do we wear the blue, red, and white colors of this party with pride? It is because we believe. We believe in development, in freedom. We believe in responsibilities. We believe in enterprise. We believe in the future of Ghana. Ghana needs us. The youth are watching us. The farmers are watching us. The traders are watching us. Let us fight as one body with one identified vision and ambition to make sure that this abysmal performance from the NDC government, Ghanaians are looking for alternatives. And Ghanaians want to come back to MPP. Ghanaians know that our government offers the better solutions to their problems. But at the end of the day, they want to vote for an opposition party that is ready for power. And therefore, inactions that cease to divide us, that bring acrimony, that bring tension to us, needs to be relegated so that Ghanaians will see us as a proper, responsible, and viable opposition party that will wrestle them from the misery that they are going under the watch of His Excellency John Mahama and the NDC government.
Minority Leader Alexander Penyamaking reassured party faithful of the NPP's enduring strength despite the recent setbacks.
We are at a critical juncture as a party, not because our tradition is broken, but because it is being tested by an electoral defeat, internal tensions, unmet expectations, and the competing ambition of people who want to serve. But let us remind ourselves, ambition must never override party loyalty. Competition must never erode patriotism, and political differences must never poison the well of unity.
Former Vice President and 2024 NPP flag bearer Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia urged members to reject tribalism and religious intolerance as they chart a new course.
An army that wants to win a battle must exercise discipline within its ranks. Too often, when we are yet to choose leaders, indiscipline, unacceptable language, and unpardonable behavior become the order of the day. In the end, when internal competitions are over, the attacks we would have launched on ourselves become fodder and ammunition which our opponents use to attack us. We experienced it in the 2024 campaign, and we should not let it happen again a second time. This is why I call on all Kukrudites to stop internal attacks now.
Following the speeches, the amendment process commenced with Committee Chairman Frank Davis leading the session. Of the 56 proposed amendments, delegates approved 54 and rejected 2, those seeking to introduce regional oversight for polling station elections and a redefinition of the youth age limit to 35.
Those against say nay. Nay! 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 Conference, the nays have it.
At the end of the conference, Planning Committee member Divine Agohom expressed satisfaction with the proceedings.
MPP, from what I have experienced so far, we don't get it wrong in our internal arrangements. It may look as though probably your position is not carried. But if you go back and look at what the entirety of the party stands for, whatever decision that we are taking at Congress, you realize that it was good we got it that way. So I am really, really happy. In fact, it's not me, but I would say look around. I mean, just see. Everybody is happy, and we should be able to carry these along.
The NPP's National Delegates Conference has finally come to a close. They put out some 56 amendments. The conference affirmed 54 of those amendments, rejected 2. What is now left is for the party to concentrate on its presidential primaries, which is slated for January next year. For Channel 1 News, Charles Osukwe.
A political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dr. Jalilu Ateku, is calling on the New Patriotic Party to reconsider its plan to hold presidential primaries on January 31, 2026. He warns that unresolved internal tensions could undermine party unity. Speaking on Channel 1 TV and City FM's The Big Issue, Dr. Ateku cautioned that selecting a flag bearer while internal disputes persist may worsen divisions and risk further disintegration within the party.
Dr. Atiku's remarks follow confirmation by the NPP's General Secretary, Justin Frimpong Kodia, that the party will proceed with its presidential primaries next year. The decision, endorsed by the party's National Council, stems from recommendations made by its Constitution Review Committee.
In situations where you just lost election, right, if you look at I just talk about the fact that they have experienced significant decline in the voter support, right? There are issues of, party unity, okay? Just even thank you to look at the issues that came up with it. So it means that, the acrimony is so significant, the tension is so significant that you don't rush to elect a flag bearer. Apart from that, you have lost the election, right? You need to look at the structure of your political party, because if you don't prepare the structure, right, very well from the base, so that you have a very strong, pillars on which that candidate who will be elected to lead the party can stand on. It's just like a house. If the pillars are weak, and then you roof, most likely that it will collapse, right? So in my view, I think that decision that they will elect the flag bearer in 2026 January, right, also before other decisions, I think that if they can still reconsider that decision, but I don't know whether it is certain part of the some of the amendments that they want to have. But in my view, this particular thing, I don't think that it will help them.
Dr. Atiku also took aim at the party's leadership, criticizing the lack of broad stakeholder engagement and their decision to disregard former President John Agyekum Kufuor's call to postpone today's National Delegates Conference.
The whole thing bordered on consultation, right? I'm sure that if they had done, broader consultation with the identified group, including former presidents, right? If they had done that, I'm sure that the engagement that they would have had with him, he would have said, oh, maybe on this particular day, I will not be around, maybe I'll be traveling, all right? So you can say that, oh, even though I will not be around, but I'm giving my blessings or something to you. That I'm sure that he had come to the position where he came public.
President of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, has also spoken out, describing the NPP's current leadership as dismissive of advice from senior party statesmen.
Whatever it is, in terms of strategy and execution, I suspect he still has some. He's still got it, and I think he must be given his due. He must be given his due. If you think that the party now, virtually, is run by, for lack of better, small boys without direction, without any compass, and then just bruising them, walking, making themselves look like some big boys and big, it's a travesty of it's not justice. It's a travesty of party political organization, and I'm shocked that these persons will consider themselves into some lords and queens, and will not pay attention to the likes of Kufuor.
In a related development, Dr. Palgrave Wachidankwa, a member of Kennedy Japan's campaign team, has stressed the importance of appointing an independent national chairman, someone with the courage to speak truth to power.
Gives you an opportunity to come and govern. There is no way anybody can become president of this country, especially with all of what we have, without forming a base. So NPP, you come into office, you become the president of the Republic of Ghana. The political party has an interest to win the next election, because political parties exist to win elections. If we make you the president, the leader of the political party, you could run the political party into a ditch, because your focus is divided. You are looking at the governance of the country. You're also looking at running an internal structure of a political party as a vehicle. You can't do that. So I'm glad with this amendment that we are doing, so that there's a clear dichotomy, which is why we need a strong leader as the leader of the party. You need a strong chairman.
Strong chairman means what?
Values.
Yes.
You need a chairman who can tell the president in the face.
That is determined by the delegates.
That's determined by the delegates.
During elections.
During elections.
So if the delegates decide to vote, quote unquote, a weak person,
that is what has brought us here.
Residents of Amutinu, Salapape, Agaveji, and other coastal communities in the Ketu South municipality are finally seeing hope restored as President John Dramani Mahama has officially broken ground for Phase 2 of the Blekusu Sea Defense Project. This development follows nearly a decade of devastation from relentless tidal waves that have displaced families, wiped out homes, and washed away farmlands along the coastline. The second phase of the Sea Defense Initiative is expected to offer long-term protection for the most vulnerable coastal areas in Ketu South. Channel 1 News' Volta Regional Correspondent Desmond Salasiago has more.
After nearly a decade of enduring the devastating impacts of tidal waves, residents of Blekusu and nearby coastal communities in the Ketu South municipality have been given renewed hope. President John Dramani Mahama has officially cast forth for the commencement of Phase 2 of the Blekusu Sea Defense Project, bringing long-awaited relief to communities along the vulnerable coastline. For years, this coastline stretch in the Volta region has faced severe erosion, with repeated tidal waves destroying homes, washing away farmlands, and displacing hundreds of residents. The new development is seen as a significant step towards ending the cycle of destruction and hardship. At the sword-cutting ceremony, President Mahama reaffirmed his administration's commitment to safeguarding coastal communities against the adverse effects of climate change and rising sea levels.
Your cries have not been in vain. Your voices will no longer be ignored. Today is your day, a day of renewal and a day of reassurance. Ghana's coastline stretches for over 550 kilometers, and this is one of our country's most critical assets because it supports the livelihoods of our people through fishing, through trading and tourism. But it's also among the most vulnerable to the devastating effects of climate change, particularly coastal erosion and tidal wave flooding. This project we're about to cut short for will bring relief to communities of Blekusu, Agaveji, Salakope, Amutinu, and Adina. The project represents our national resolve to defend our coastal communities and preserve lives, homes, and infrastructure. The project will deliver a total of 8 kilometers of robust coastal protection, comprising of 37 groins, dune restoration, reinforced embankments, and other shoreline defense infrastructure. So this is more than just a coastal protection work. It is a comprehensive resilience initiative, blending environmental protection with socio-economic infrastructure.
President Mahama further revealed that the approval of the West Africa Coastal Areas Fund would ensure the Sea Defense Project extends to the very edge of Ghana's territorial border in Ketu South. He, however, cautioned residents against engaging in sand winning during the construction period, warning that such activities could undermine the project.
Let us uphold the values of accountability, transparency, and community engagement throughout the project implementation. And I urge everyone, especially the youth, to take ownership of this project by respecting the construction zones and timelines, by avoiding harmful activities such as illegal sand winning, by promoting environmental education and coastal stewardship, and by helping to maintain the new infrastructure once it has been completed. I wish to inform you also that the Waka project is currently awaiting approval at the Ministry of Environment. The Waka project will take care of coastline all the way to Aflao. It will have beach replenishment, and so the beaches will be expanded and the sea will be pushed back so that we can have more activity.
Paramount Chief of the Summit Traditional Area, Togbegan Adama III, expressed unwavering support for the project, emphasizing the traditional authorities' commitment to its successful completion.
Me akpaga tokiara damne le pa nyagbaji wowo awo inami povai yenya phase 1 Blekusu to ye ujua apa amanyi kata jupola yi uno anya omete winami o akeya pa vava agava phase 2 awom nami mi dakpeni anya wi kani ma no ga bakpo ye NDC hakpora ha mi ma totro ga la yumu la ga ya wona mi ka ala ba wo ku atawe na mi nanya ba amabubu ala atawe na mi apanyi abaya no we na mi.
For his part, Assembly member for the Amutinu Salakope electoral area, Sylvester Kumo, described the shortcutting as a major relief for affected residents, many of whom have long appealed for urgent intervention.
This is something that has not only brought happiness to us as individuals, it has brought happiness to our families, it has brought happiness to our friends, and all those we depend on for little support in times of difficulties. So we are extremely happy that we have seen this day. Today is a rebirth of Amutinu, Salakope, and Agaveji, because we'll see the rest of the community that is left protected.
President John Dramani Mahama is calling for large-scale investments in critical infrastructure, particularly transportation and digital networks, to unlock the full potential of the African Continental Free Trade Area. He made the remarks during a courtesy visit by Mr. Wamkele Mene, Secretary General of the AFCFTA Secretariat.
Highlighting current challenges, President Mahama said inadequate road and rail networks across sub-regions have significantly hampered the effectiveness of existing regional trade agreements. The president highlighted the increase in trade volumes between Ghana and its Sahelian neighbors, such as Burkina Faso and Mali, noting the immense potential for transit trade facilitated by improved connectivity.
Our government will have open doors to you and to assist however we can in order that we facilitate the work that you have to do. This is something we've fought for years, and I'm happy that it's come to fruition, and we hope that the pace will pick up in terms of signing on more products and increasing the volume of trade between our countries. I took over from Idris Deby as the chairman of the high-level trade committee, and at the time only 2 regions were ready to start. Actually, it was East Africa that was far advanced, far ahead of everybody, and then ECOWAS followed. And so in frustration, we had suggested that, well, if East Africa is ready and ECOWAS is ready, why don't we start the AFCTFA with the 2 sub-regions? Happily, eventually, the protocol was adopted by the whole continent, and the AFCTFA was born. There were 2 main things we were pushing for, both for free movement of persons across the continent and also for free exchange of goods, tariff-free.
On his part, Mr. Wamkele Mene updated the president on AFTA's progress since its establishment on May 30, 2019. Mr. Mene reported that 49 out of 55 African Union member states have now ratified the agreement, demonstrating strong continental commitment. He added that 24 countries are actively trading under the AFTA framework, with Ghana notably serving as one of the pilot countries since trading commenced 2 years.
Here to brief you, President, on where things stand in the implementation of the AFCFTA. You will recall, Excellency President, that the last time that you and I met in your office, we were at very early stages of implementation. At that time, I think there were maybe 20 or 25 countries that ratified 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago when we met. As we speak today, there are 49 countries that have ratified the agreement, which is a very, very strong demonstration of our leaders' political will and commitment to make sure that this becomes a reality. In terms of implementation, Excellency President, there again we are making steady progress. There are 24 countries that are actively trading using the framework of the AFCFTA, and of course Ghana is one of them. And Ghana was one of the pilot countries when we started trading 2 years ago. As we speak today, there are close to 5,000 certificates of origin that have been issued across the continent.
The Office of the President has suspended Director General of the National Cyber Security Authority, Divine Selassie Agbeti, for 2 weeks following his alleged conduct involving a military officer. The move is linked to an investigation into allegations that the NCSA head used a uniformed military officer without proper clearance as his personal bodyguard during public appearances. Sources say the NDC appointee's action raised questions about protocol violations and national security procedures. A letter signed by Dr. Callistus Mahama, Secretary to the President, and dated July 15, 2025, expressed the Presidency's strong disapproval of the incident. Divine Selassie Agbeti's conduct, according to the government, is inappropriate and embarrassing to the government. Government insiders indicate that further disciplinary measures may be considered depending on the outcome of ongoing internal investigations. This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Still ahead, local artisans are sounding the alarm over the gradual decline of their craft. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay.
Drowning in deadlines, data running wild? Let's fix this together. Join the evolution, join the sharpest minds in HR at the HR Connect Conference 2025 on August 8 at the Marvin Peak Hotel, Accra, under the theme Empowering HR Excellence, Leveraging Data, Resilience and Wellness for a Thriving Workplace. It's not just another conference, it's strategy, tech, wellness, and a few smart laughs too. Panels, keynotes, real talk, and real solutions. Let's lead, connect, and transform the way we work. For further inquiries and bookings, please call on 0541 222 365 to secure your seat. HR Connect Conference 2025. Lead, connect, transform.
I run for socialization and for good health. My will is my power.
Register now for the ABSA Black Star Marathon, because your story matters.
Are you a student in Ghana? Are you 11 to 15 years old? Are you ready to write, think, and analyze your way into hearts and minds and straight to the top? Then it's time for you to get ready for the Literacy Challenge 2025. For Level 1, this year's big essay topic is, in not less than 600 words, discuss the effects of climate change on agriculture in Ghana. What challenges do these effects create for individuals, families, communities, and the nation? Suggest practical solutions to help all Ghanaians mitigate these challenges. Your essay must be in your own handwriting. It must be endorsed by a parent or a guardian. Add your full contact details. Deadline, Saturday, 26th July 2025. Submit entries to the front desk of Channel 1 TV or City FM, or mail to P.O. Box GP 14123 Accra Central. If you make it to Level 2 and go on to win Level 3, you will win 10,000 Ghana cedis cash, a glitzy trophy, and bragging rights as the most outstanding all-round student in Ghana. So, get writing and show the nation what you've got. For more details, call 0205 973 973. The Literacy Challenge 2025 is powered by City FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and is sponsored by Belmu and GB Assessment.
You're welcome back to the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Let's do some more story. Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Yusuf Sulemana, is calling on traditional leaders in the Savannah region to support efforts to curb charcoal burning and other environmentally harmful practices. The call comes as the region sees a resurgence of activities such as commercial charcoal burning, illegal logging, and fill wood harvesting, despite a ban imposed by the Savannah Regional Security Council in 2021.
For years, the Savannah region has been plagued by unsustainable environmental practices, including large-scale charcoal production, illegal logging, and fuel wood harvesting. In 2021, the Savannah Regional RESEC instituted a ban on these activities to protect the region's forest resources. However, the ban appears to be losing its effectiveness as such practices are resurfacing. In an interview with Channel 1 News, Deputy Minister Yusuf Sulemana, who also serves as Member of Parliament for Bole Bamboy, stressed the need for collaboration with chiefs and traditional rulers to clamp down on the transportation of charcoal from the region to other parts of the country. He also urged the Forestry Commission to set up monitoring and evaluation systems to effectively track the movement of vehicles transporting charcoal.
I have said this on the day of my vetting, that we will need the support of the traditional rulers, the chiefs, to be able to stop the hauling of charcoal from the Savannah region to the southern part of this country. And so we are still calling on the chiefs, because there's nobody who can come and fell trees and burn charcoal in this area without the support of the chiefs or without the knowledge of the chiefs. And so I will continue to appeal to them. And then again, we are also encouraging the Forestry Commission officers to, as it were, strengthen their monitoring and evaluation so that we'll be able to reduce the number of vehicles that we see carrying charcoal from the north, especially Savannah region, to other parts of the country.
Some charcoal traders told Channel 1 News they comply with the directives issued by traditional leaders and relevant authorities. They, however, complained about the high transport taxes, which they say have forced them to raise charcoal prices for consumers.
I just want to enter into the charcoal business to also see what it entails. The problem is the price, how much we buy it, and also when you are lifting it from this place, the taxes that we pay. In fact, the taxes here is too much. When you go to other places like Afram Plains, for instance, you just buy your charcoal, the car will come and load and it goes. It ends there. But over here, it is not like that. When you buy and the car is about to load, you pay a whole lot of taxes. They have, some are formal, some are informal. So some they give tickets, the informal, you won't get any ticket.
Looking at it, how much does a bag of charcoal cost? And how much do you buy from the charcoal bins?
It depends. We don't have a fixed price to it. Every burner has its own price that we give, ranging from 40 to 70. That is where the price. Looking at the situation or our current situation, it's not everybody that can rely on gas. And depending on the classes that we have, the caliber of people and the environment, some can afford gas, some cannot. Even over here, this place that they burn charcoal, people still use firewood.
The Deputy Minister for Land and Natural Resources Minister, Honorable Yusuf Sulemana, has urged chiefs to advocate for replanting of felled trees as they are being used as fuel for cooking for charcoal purposes. Reporting for Channel 1 News, Male Gazari, Yipala, Savannah region.
Local artisans are sounding the alarm over the gradual decline of their craft, attributing it to what they describe as years of government neglect. In this report, Edubi Riafe Akenteng explores the world of cane weavers in Ghana's creative industry, highlighting their intricate work and the growing threats to their survival.
Cane weaving, a centuries-old tradition,
remains a cherished craft across Ghana. From design to execution, these skilled craftsmen have long upheld the nation's cultural identity through locally inspired creations. Traditionally used to make furniture, baskets, lampshades, and decorative pieces, the technique is both artistic and functional. However, the industry is now under threat. A visit by Channel 1 TV to a cane weaving enclave in Cantonment, Accra, revealed a troubling decline in business activity during the first half of the year, raising serious concerns about the future of the craft.
We're starting in for flesh in sana a more than kakra until say a bell November, December, and Sunday move by kakra or ma no biababako or ma so.
From time I get to a banny January banner business now for just a near manocra if free as a raw materials and a crano and also name say omodeba akrano and also assign alcohol and near man and matters any fresh and ever saying I nesi and can be doing raw materials be brave by 2 weeks in near money be my.
Artisans lament that soaring prices of raw materials are choking their already fragile businesses.
Started from last year on the year was ABCDC into Bibiam Malform, Bibia Cosro. Last year, price Nicodu. Yeah, material near Fanon. You made the enemy use Kano. Kano last year near ton of 4.5. This year, no one near ton of I can say, come here, be big at Ramai, but still, the general, born one day, general.
And I'm so the fat, your friends a car and a banty. We drew her no person a crack home. Say, they are. Ono nso be nyam faso kakra ewo so
no bari galamsey so aba na ma ye cane na yeto no omo tuni na da galamsey ntama ye nya cane be tumi trase be bosom na ye nya cane po ana cane ban so an bodin cause be ye si afi na keto cane be 400 sisi edu 500 enu mpo ma nye bi ato
In man say last year na we what on the same
we 16 square last year na to no 30 Ghana cedis but this year we I 70 cedis.
Francis Opunijan, General Secretary of the Cane Weavers Association, says the craft is steadily losing value due to a lack of government attention and investment.
And at this time, I got a net on the coffin. And second, I year sporting nasi for no. See, maybe buy and I be who 2003, 2004, and said a money move on. Mechanic say a bathroom, about 10 years a year, a money bathroom.
They also criticized the dilapidated condition of their workspace, noting that for more than a decade, authorities have failed to provide a proper facility for the operations. The weavers are appealing for a safe and economically supportive site to help grow their trade.
Meka say, I buy edgy baby to say a mensa. Edema say, and Kayani Yaki Jumani na Yanko. Na Miniaba. Assassin at that honor. So I say, came for you now, your war and crahanum, Yanko Honoma. No, bisa say, a hona ye corner, a dear pan ye quacoy. Because I was a war came for one crahana, the Mako mensa. Nasa will be war. Baby to say, Kanishi side, no here, basket barco. Now a 2 car, if free. Kanishi, ebe mensa beto basket barco. Enka enye te say enka kwa ne ni kra ne obet say 6 or 8 ya wofa area hanom a obenya bi wofa ha obenya bi.
In addition, the craftsmen are urging the government to include them in public procurement contracts to help preserve their skills and stimulate growth in the local creative economy.
Me hu sa de ni bi da say abayama contract say bi amonye ade we ni emfa nko ha amonye e wo mana export promotion na ya bahanom ye pese ombeko no onti omonka biam ni nyina ne se ye besre ese abanso ye wontwa nani emehwe se ye bibi pa bi wa ha na se mwa bi ho no mbetimi di aboa yen a omoso etimi e di aboa yen.
Ghanaian crafts workers are unhappy with the state of their businesses.
They say that government has not prioritized them enough and are calling for an immediate change. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Ejubi Biafe Akentin.
The Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders says it remains steadfast in its call for stricter regulation of fees and charges imposed by shipping lines operating in the country. The Institute emphasized that despite a recent directive by President John Dramani Mahama requiring all such charges to be submitted to Parliament for approval, it will continue to advocate for the full enforcement of the directive. Daniel Ojuro-Mensah reports.
For years, the Institute has decried what it describes as arbitrary and excessive charges by shipping lines, particularly administrative fees quoted in US dollars per container, even when multiple containers are listed under a single bill of lading. The Institute maintains that previous efforts by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to address these concerns have yielded no results. Speaking on behalf of the Institute's president, former president of the Institute, Edward Akron, reaffirmed their commitment to ensuring the president's directive is fully implemented.
The president's pronouncement is like law. It's like unwritten law, you understand? And so, once the president has made the pronouncement, we're moving. They come under, the Shippers Authority come under the Ministry of Transport. The Shippers Authority knows already. I've had the chief executive of the Shippers Authority make certain pronouncement on this thing that we have to move it. We're going to push him. We'll go to the Minister of Transport. If he has to go to Parliament, let it go to Parliament. We've already been to Parliament once. We've met the Trade Committee on these same issues. In fact, they had invited the shipping lines, and then they realized there was a problem. Now that the president has made a move, I think it's even all the more, better. So we're going to move on this and then make sure it comes to fruition.
Edward Akron is also calling on the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority to separate the duty payment process from shipping line release procedures. He believes this will support the 24-hour economy policy and reduce avoidable demurrage charges, especially when shipping lines are not operating.
You pay your duty. You have a declaration set. The way the system works now, from the payment of duty, you have to go to the shipping line to do a release. And that's one major thing we want to also sort, what we call decoupling the payment of duties from release, the release of the shipping line's release. It's got nothing to do with it. Back in the day, it was a way of customs checking that, you have actually paid the duty. But technology is at its peak right now, so they see pay the minute. Once the money goes in, it's done. It has nothing to do with the shipping line. So that once you pay the duty, if you have already released from the shipping line, you don't need them. You go straight to the port, who is working 24/7. All other state institutions that are supposed to be involved in the examination of cargo would also have to be present at any time of the day. So that is what we meant by that. Once you break, so if I do a declaration on Friday, I'm ready to release. Maybe it's after 5. The shipping line is not working on Saturday. He's not working on Sunday. So it means I have to wait till Monday. You understand? Now, the 2 days demurrage, that is going to affect my contract. For him, he's smiling all the way to the bank. They don't care.
Meanwhile, Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana, Samson Asakia Wingobit, is urging the Bank of Ghana to sanction individuals and institutions that conduct transactions in US dollars. He stressed the need to protect and strengthen the local currency.
Bank of Ghana cannot just sit in their office, their comfort zone, and just announce. They've been announcing this So nobody should go around. That's why they have the inspectorate department, supervision department. Even our hotel, they should go to our hotel. They will see everybody's quoting dollar in this country. They are quoting it, and so until they crack the whip, I think if the shipping lines GMs commit crime in Ghana, we will use Ghana law to prosecute them. We are not going to use international law to prosecute them. And so it's not about contractual agreement between a shipper and then a shipping line. So let's go for arbitration. That's not it. Some of the things that they are perpetrating here is a crime. It's against our laws, and somebody must speak to it. And that's why I'm so passionate about this.
The freight forwarders have expressed their commitment to follow through with the president's pronouncement to ensure more structured fees and charges by shipping lines across the country. For Channel 1 News, I am Daniel Ojuro-Mensah.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Still to come. Joe residents in the northern region struggle for signal as mobile network blackouts disrupts daily life. We'll bring you the details shortly. Do stay.
I run because I believe I'm born to win.
Register now for the ABSA Black Star Marathon because your story matters.
Sister, me dad, dear Betty, be an amium, me. I could eat that. Me many tears, some of them is a kind of a set. You made us to take it. Sika, sit there to the moon. Did you see a moon? Baggy the one, dear. Never be free. So, what you say bag number? One number to show. Wow. That's a minute one from you, Banana Solio.
Every day, people have money emergencies. Ma, I need my school fees emergency. Mama, chop money emergency. Emergency. Catch it. I'm your rent emergency. Now, there's a new emergency number in town.
More money, challenge and enjoyment. At the top life we got.
Dial star 770 hash for all your money emergencies and chop life.
Dial star 770 hash for money emergencies and get easy and quick access to your money, loans, and other banking needs. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
In a world filled with challenges, we all need guidance, hope, and a lifeline to anchor us.
This is Lifeline, and I'm your host, Fred Crunchy Mensah.
From social issues, relationship challenges, and family matters, Lifeline is here to inspire, uplift, and guide you on your journey.
Where we give you support, where we hold your hand through the valley and through the thick and thins of life.
Join Bishop Fred Crunchy Mensah.
I welcome you especially to Lifeline.
Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 p.m. right here on Channel 1 TV. Let's walk this path together, strengthen our faith, our families, and our lives. Lifeline, because every soul deserves a guiding light. Tune in to Lifeline on Channel 1 TV and let's grow together.
No matter how far you run away, you always come back to where you started.
All that on top of God.
Tortured, mutilated, fingers cut off.
I can lend you the money. My boss believes in giving players another chance.
You don't know what to do if you don't have the money to pay back. Come listen to me.
Sir, it's done. Good. 1 week, that's all you got to pay up.
You've been gambling.
Unfortunately, we're still chasing shadows. He's clearing the board to make way for something bigger.
How could you do this to us, God? Who's there?
I can fix this.
You're welcome back to the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Let's do some more story. Residents of Jo and surrounding communities in the Nanumba North municipality of the Northern region are grappling with a lack of mobile network connectivity, an issue they say is disrupting their daily lives, economic activities, and access to essential services. Community members often have to gather under a specific tree in search of signal, making private conversations nearly impossible.
Mobile phones have become essential to everyday life, from communication and business to learning and emergency response. Mobile connectivity play a critical role, but for residents of Jo and nearby communities, such as Joashe and Salnaile, enjoying even the most basic mobile service remained a challenge due to the absence of mobile network coverage. Frustrated residents told Channel 1 News that accessing network service often required them to converge at a particular spot under a tree, eliminating any form of privacy during phone calls. Some residents share how this situation affects them, especially during emergencies like childbirth, when contacting health personnel becomes a daunting task.
There's no network around the electoral area. We are suffering. Whenever we are going to make calls, it's a challenge that we are facing. We do have our calls on the street. And some of us, if you have to make call, unless you climb a tree before you can get network to make call. And this is one of the challenges we are facing.
Nambleni sanke tichedu la network abasat bamula. Namuya sanke tela kato komwe nubunga dinya kuna tabi abisku danda. Na kan gitimka ni kujo ka jor. Utala abinne wona ya basu ala makasa. Kujo la jore tika kwa tujo no jore wona kan jantin samu ni donga.
Ai si problem bi na so no dia za ko ma ka bunyawa ne tan kan network ma so ma kura ta za nan to ma ko ita ko ba ya ma to asira network ma dinyete musu famzanti.
The chief of Jo, through his spokesperson Pegna, highlighted the challenges faced by the community and appealed to government and communication companies to intervene.
I'm a very good Kapo na ko ringi nyasi yetwa. Bisinya za yi sambani. To andira da mama andi janse gum biyan da ka gunda. Diza mu ka dinya kila mo so da ka. Ni ma. Do na dan kan dan mo. Ni ti dan la atal ma zanti. Ben sunya ti wet ma de fu kunse. Ka be ngor sole den to in cheka. Nilba dwa du yung wutani asba kan to yelle asile amadi de lo kan ka ban to ado ndwa du ka to yelo ye ka dwa du ka ma bia yung be wutani.
Health workers at the local chief's compound say the situation is taking a toll on healthcare delivery. Next, Abubakar Yusuf share how the lack of network delays response time and affect communities with referral facilities.
So a general program to the community here, which is network.
Yes. So how network? How does it affect your work?
Well, it's what untalkable.
Of course, try to talk.
As I'm saying, that the claims that we were supposed to have said yesterday, which is what we are doing now, which is what weekends. But because of the network, there wasn't network yesterday, so we have to write it down. When there is network, then we will now get the entire thing and then fill it to the machine.
So where do you access or get access to network?
So after network, it has no fixed place because here we normally go to the doorstep or where the goal is. That's why we normally send the machines there and if they capture, then we do our work.
The assemblyman for Jo electoral area also recounted the difficulties they face in mobilizing help during emergencies due to poor mobile access.
The network, as I'm speaking, when you push your head towards Warbao, then Jamfoya, Selna Ile, including both some of the communities found there. You may even be called about several years, they can't reach you until you come up to either Pincheratanga, Lepusi, and Bimbla before you now reach you.
As calls grow louder for improved mobile network connectivity, chiefs, students, health workers, and residents alike are appealing to the relevant authorities to come to their aid. They insist the situation is no longer bearable and that it compromises privacy, education, and even lives.
Whenever someone is sick seriously in the night, they are unable to call. No secret in their calls, they will have to come and then hang their phones on just to make calls. From Joe community, Mohammed Aminu M. Alavera, reporting for Channel.
For the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV, I am Inosafo. Many thanks for watching.